There are a variety of tools that can be used within the CNC machine. Under the Tools tab of RhinoCam, click the Create Edit Tools button to access the preloaded tools in the CNC machine. From this interface, users can input the dimensions of the tool bits that are to be used for their cut. It is imperative to consult with the workshop staff if there needs to be any modifications or changes with the tool bits that are already loaded in the CNC machine. Do not take the initiative to modify the tool dimensions yourself, as changes that are not coordinated with the rest of the machine may lead to it being damaged during the operation. There is a plethora of available tool bits that can be utilized with the CNC machine. Once the ideal bit is selected after proper consultation with the workshop staff, it then has to be secured into a tool holder, have its dimensions inputted into RhinoCam UI, and then calibrated with the CNC machine. The general dimensions of the tool bit that will affect the cut are displayed in the center diagram in the window. In a typical ball mill bit, the dimensions are as follows. Tool diameter is essentially the diameter of the shaft of the bit. This will dictate the minimum thickness that it is able to be cut. Flute length is the length of the portion of the bit that is capable of cutting the material. Shoulder length is the length of the bit including the flute length up to the shank. The shank diameter is the diameter of the tool bit at which the tool holder is grasping. Tool length is the overall length of the bit that is exposed to the tool holder. Holder length and diameter is the dimensions of the tool holder itself. These dimensions should be consistent across the tools that are inside the CNC machine. I'll be going over the available tool bits with a brief understanding of their intended use. The ball mill is a bit that has a rounded edge at the tip. Its intention is for the removing of material in contoured conditions, especially in the 3 axes. Flat mill is a bit that is ideal for removing material in the 2 axis direction. This bit allows for tight corner conditions when removing material. The corner radius mill is similar to the flat mill, except that the corners of the flat portion of the tip are filleted. The V-mill can be utilized for engraving into the material. An example of this could be when labeling multiple components of an assembly. The chamfer mill can create a chamfer to eliminate sharp edges in a cut. The taper mill can be utilized for side milling, contouring, and machine angled slots. The threaded mill can be utilized to create internal threaded condition inside pre-existing holes. The holes need to be at a similar or larger diameter to that of the threaded mill. The face mill is a tool that has a wider tip on the bottom portion. This can increase the amount of material being removed in a single axis cut and can remove a larger amount of material from the surface of the stock. The dovetail mill can be utilized to create a tapered condition in the stock that would not be possible using conventional bits in a 3-axis machine. However, this is limited to the taper angle and the flute length of the bit. The fillet mill can be utilized to create a filleted edge condition on the stock. The lollipop mill has a similar application to the dovetail mill bits where they can access the underside of material to a certain extent. A user-defined mill can be a custom tool that would need to be imported into the UI. The drill is a typical bit that removes material in a single axis function. These bits can have an upcut or downcut function that can affect the surface finish of the stock. A center drill is a typical drill bit with a taper at its tip. They are typically used to add precision to drilling small holes in contrast to a normal drill bit. Their use can be considered similar to that of creating a pilot hole. Reamers are used to enlarge existing holes as well as to create finer interior surfaces. These require a hole to be drilled in first that is close to the diameter to ensure that the reamer is not removing too much material. Taps can be used to create an internal threaded condition inside pre-existing holes. The holes need to be at a similar or larger diameter to that of the tap. Bores can be utilized for enlarging a pre-existing drill hole, and the reverse bore is similar to the bore, but with the tip of the bit being reversed. Tool libraries can be saved and loaded into RhinoCam if work needs to be accessed and coordinated on multiple computers.